Hello, everybody. Very good evening. So, we are going to start the webinar right now, and I can see a good number of people are joining in, and everybody is excited too. That's great. I'm sure everybody has seen the advertisement and a lot of announcement about how you can switch from non IT to an IT and grab up to seven-figure salary as a data analyst. For sure. So before I start, guys, I'm really very excited about this particular webinar because we're gonna have an amazing guest this evening, and I'm gonna make sure that this evening you're gonna have a bestest masterclass ever, the bestest session ever. So all the people who are saying good evening to me, good evening to all of you guys. I'm very happy that you are giving your precious time to over here. So before I start, guys, I just wanted to check few things. If you guys can see me and hear me well, just give me a thumbs up. My name is Amir Akhtar. Just comment down that yes, Amir, you can hear me. You can say that in the comment section that you can hear me and see me well, so that I can start the webinar. So, guys, please do comment in the chat box so that I can see and I can accordingly initiate the webinar. All right. So I can see the messages from Akshat, Poonam, Satpal, Fahmida, Sheetal, Vedanti, Parminder Singh. That's great. So now I can see the people are able to see me and hear me well. That's great. So Srisha, yes, very much visible. I can see here. That's great. I can see the good energies as well. Perfect enough. All right, guys. So I before I just start, I just wanted to interact with all of you. Just wanted to see that from which locations and what exactly age group you guys are, and basically from. So can you guys just comment down and tell me that what exactly your age is, how old are you, and from which cities you are, so that accordingly I will be getting an idea that what age demographic people are here, and accordingly I will be deriving the whole webinar. So guys, can you just tell me how old are you and from where you are basically? So Nazia is from Patna, and okay, Bangalore, Rajasthan, Hyderabad, Jabalpur. That's great. That's good. It seems that people all over the India have actually joined over here. I'm genuinely very much excited. So people are in age group between 20 to 30, I can see. All right. Perfect. So the age group between 20 to 30, I can see that people have joined over here. That's great. All right. Perfect enough, guys. I can see the good energies. So let's make this particular webinar the one of the valuable webinar for all of you. And I can see the still a lot of people are commenting. Some people are from Delhi, Vizag, and a lot more. That's great. That's great. I'm super excited for all of you. So, guys, I want to introduce myself. You all beautiful people. My name is Amir Akhtar. All right, and I'm a career consultant basically, and I have helped more than 200 plus people to get a job into IT industry. Someone as a data analyst, someone as a full stack developer, someone has a different background, and I have total 5 years of experience in this tech industry. Okay, and I can actually help you to understand, what major steps and the challenges you guys are facing and how exactly you can tackle to get into an IT industry. Apart from it, we will be going to have an amazing guest speaker as well. So this is a small introduction about me to all the people who want to interact with me personally and ask the questions. So I am attaching my LinkedIn link in this chat section. You will find my LinkedIn link in the chat section. You can connect with me. All right. So once you will connect with me, you can ask me any questions if you want. I have attached my link. You can definitely reach out to me for any doubts or anything. All right. So the reason being why I told you about myself, because interacting with 200 plus candidate, I have observed one thing, that I was able to understand the exact problem they are having. People are at the young age are more open to try. People are above 30 are more hesitating and playing safe, that whether this is the right time to switch or not. A lot of problem comes in. So we will be discussing a lot more things, and I can relate much better with you because I have already helped 200 plus people to get these things done. All right. So feel free to ask me any questions or anything. I will be able to address all the questions and I will be giving you all the answers. But yes, in this particular webinar, we are going to have some amazing responses, and we are going to have an amazing surprises as well in this particular webinar. So stay tuned till the end. I'm going to tell you a lot more. So what exactly we are this webinar is all about? You can say webinar or a masterclass. So we are conducting this masterclass in support of our data analytics course from Coding Invaders. Yep. And this is one of the most popular program we have, and it doesn't require any coding background, by the way. And the best part is we have 93% of placement record in this particular program. All right. So we will be discussing more at the end of this particular webinar. So I just want to tell you, to give you an idea what exactly the course is all about. So the course is actually of this much price, 11,490, and currently, just because all the people who is watching me right now can avail this benefit of joining our course with this much pricings, I'm attaching the link in the chat section. If you want to have a free counseling call, you can have a free counseling call and eat the head of the counselor, understand that what exactly this course is all about and how exactly you guys are promising me a job guarantee. How can you assure me? How is it possible? I don't know the C of a coding anything. How you can say that you can provide me a job guarantee? So you can have a free counseling call right now about the courses, because we are going to start the batch in just 2 days. So time is less. If you want to interact and have a free counseling call, you can reach out to them and tell them that you were watching webinar with Amir, and you will get a 37% of discount. All right. Moving ahead, I'm attaching the link to all the people who are interested and wanted to just ask question and understand everything and interested for the courses and everything. The link is there in the chat section. Go reach out, have a free counseling call, and then come back to us. All right. So I'm going to tell you about the Coding Invaders, what exactly this Coding Invaders is all about. So basically, Coding Invaders is a platform where we are on the mission to help all the non-tech professional to get into a tech profession for high-paying jobs such as data analyst. All right. So if I talk about the whole background, we are a kind of a leading platform in terms of data and computer science online university in Western Europe as well as in India. And we have already 22,000 plus students who are already studying with us. 100 plus companies train their employee with us. On an average, if I talk about the salary hike, people generally get 30 to 400 plus percent of salary hike once they upskill themselves with us and they go for a placement or something. They find this much of a salary hike, and more than 90% of placement record we have. So it is not something I'm just telling you to create a hype. I'll give you why it is possible and how we are able to achieve this 90% of placement, and why it is so logical, and why it is so practical to get this much placement, and how we are able to do it in the time where too much crisis is there. So yes, we are going to discuss a lot more about it, and I'll give you the exact situations, exact numbers, exact practical examples where you will yourself accept that no, this they are telling the truth. So you will be getting to know everything, but before that we will be trying to understand that what exactly the hell is data analyst is all about, and we will be discussing why it is the most booming in the industry, and why it is very much required, and why it is the most highly paid profession. All right. So guys, before I start, so somebody was saying, Nazia Ashraf is saying that, sir, will you provide the placement? See, placement is not a cakewalk, to be very honest, but yes, if you will complete all the modules seriously, honestly, with all the assignments, everything on time, very much in disciplined way, for sure you will be able to crack it. There's no big deal in that. All right. So yes, we do have that placement support where you can definitely get it. So I would request all of you to hold on your questions, watch me till the end, because I'm going to announce the surprise as well to all of you who is watching me, and I know you have a lot of questions as well. But before that, I just wanted to understand your mindset, guys. You joined this webinar for what purpose? So there are three options on the screen. All right. So I just wanted to know which one is your reason. Are you just here? I'm sure that you must have the polls as well. So just wanted to know that why you joined this particular webinar. You are here in this particular webinar just to listen with no goals, or you want to study or looking for a courses of a data analyst, or you're already studying the data analyst and looking to expand your horizon and everything. So guys, just tap on your polls and let me know that what exactly the main intention is. So I can see that the 70% of the people's want to enter into IT industry and looking for a courses. It means that people are looking for the courses and the guidance how they can do it, because this is one of the most in demand profession, which you guys for sure know that, right? 23% of the people are already studying. That's great. We're going to have some tough question to discuss, right? So keep your questions ready. We will be asking with the guest speakers as well, and some of them are just here to listen. So I will make sure that you guys will get some best value out of here. All right, perfect enough. So what exactly you will learn in this particular webinar, guys? Let me tell you. So you, in this particular webinar, you will be learning that who is data analyst, and how to become a data analyst, and how you can make a successful career as a data analyst, and how you can make the hell lot of money as a data analyst. A lot of things we will be discussing, that what exactly the main goals and the task that data analysts are handling, and how you can become, what are the steps required, how I can get a transition, right, from a non-tech to a tech, or I'm from a fintech industry, how I can do that. A lot more things I'm sure that you must be you must be having in your mind. So we will be discussing each and everything for sure. All right, so stay tuned till the end. Okay, so because I would request all of you who are posting questions right away, just keep your questions with you. Ask your friend to join this particular webinar, and turn off all your notification. Be ready with your questions, because sooner we are going to interact with the guest speakers as well. Now, in this particular webinar, what you will get, that's the most important thing. So all of you who are having a questions in their mind, have their doubt, like, what happens is, like, before taking in a big step, we discuss with our friends, we discuss with our relatives, we discuss with our mentors, a lot more people, but we don't come to the conclusion, because we get confused, because there's too many opinionated opinion we take, right? Because some of them you will ask, some of them will say that data science is a great field, some of them will say that no, this profession is great and this is great, xyz, whatever it is, and we don't have an exact clarity. So in that situation, what you can do is just talk to the expert directly. So in this particular webinar, what we are going to do, I will bring this guest speaker in front of you. Keep your questions ready, and at the end of this particular webinar, we will be doing Q&A session. You can ask question and clear the doubt, clear your myths, clear your all pre-assumption, whatever the heck it is which is stopping you to become a data analyst or to take a best decision. Keep your questions ready, and we will be discussing at the end one-on-one. One-on-one means, like, you can post your questions, I will be taking and asking to the experts, so that you can get your query solved and get satisfied and take some major steps in 2023 for your own life. And all of you will be getting a certificate of participation as well. Okay, and yes, you will be you all people who are watching me, I can see, to all the people, yes, you all people who are watching me right now, you all are eligible for an special offer, you can say, or discount, you say, in our DA courses, in a data analyst courses that we are going to start. It's not just a normal data analyst courses. Basically, it's like a job guarantee batch, where before enrollment we provide a job guarantee agreement with money back guarantee. If not placed, you will get a refund. A lot more thing interesting is there. So yes, you can check out the website, fill up the form, get a free counseling call, and discuss more about this particular courses, and you'll get more in details. All right, so now I'm having a good surprise for you. Okay, and I'm going to start just right away. So listen to me very carefully. I am going to start one contest right now. Yes. In this particular webinar, whoever is watching me and whoever will be watching me till the end, okay, I am running this contest, and I'm attaching one link in the chat section. Go and fill up the form as soon as possible. Okay. I can see two links are there. You guys get confused. So I'll attach one link only, and go fill up the form. Okay. And just after 35 minutes, okay, just after 35 minutes, I'll choose one person. Okay. And I'll give him the free enrollment of our premium data analytics courses, which promises job guarantee, that too for free. All right. What I am trying to say is, in this particular webinar, whoever is watching me and whoever will be staying till the end, I will share my screen. Whoever have registered, I'll open my sheet, and I'll choose a random person in front of you, and I'll enroll in this particular webinar itself. All right. So one of you will be getting a chance to win this particular premium data analyst courses for free. All right. So what are you waiting for? I'm giving you 10-20 seconds of time, guys. Hurry up. What are you waiting? Just go register and just give me a thumbs up if you're done. Just comment down, Amir, it's done. You are ready. Then I will just start this particular webinar with our guest speaker. So I'm giving you 10-20 seconds, guys. Okay. So go register and comment in the chat section that Amir, it's done. I'm super excited. So I will be starting this particular webinar. All right. So I'm giving you 10-20 seconds, guys. Go hurry up and come back. So I've started getting a thumbs up that yes, people are ready. So I can see people are already filling in. I want to give a chance to everybody. So hurry up, guys. I can see the numbers are increasing. Hurry up, guys. Fill up the form. The contestants are increasing fast. All right. Hurry up, guys. All right. So Mohammad Nizam, Asia, Akshay, Shahiti, Rishika. Guys, the link in the chat section. The link is in the chat section. If you're not able to find it, the link is in the chat section. I will pin it for you. Go register. I'll just give you 10-20 seconds and then I'll start the webinar. So I can see the numbers are increasing. Are you guys facing any problem in filling up the form? If yes, then do let me know so that I can give an equal opportunity to all of you. So I can see people have already registered. I don't know which form you guys are filling in. I'm confused. Okay, which form you guys are filling in? Okay. Yes, I can see the numbers are increasing. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Perfect enough. Are you guys done? Should I start now? Okay. So I'm going to start this webinar now. All right. So I'll give you another opportunity, guys. Okay. So if you haven't filled yet, you'll get a chance to fill it again. Okay. The link is into the chat section. Okay. So I'll give you another chance. Meanwhile, just listen what exactly we are going to talk with our guest speaker. So without wasting any time, please welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Shubhankit, who is going to join in this particular webinar and interacting with all beautiful people. And the best part is, our guest speaker himself is from a non-tech background, and now he's a successful data science analyst. So, Mr. Shubhankit, if you can see me and hear me well, please do join us. So, yes. Hi, Shubhankit.
Hey Amir, hey everyone.
So great to see you here, Shubhankit. So I'll just pass on the mic to you so that beautiful people can interact with you and understand that what exactly you are doing in your professional life and from which background you were in, from where exactly the graduation you have done, and how exactly you see yourself after 5 years. Would be great to hear from you.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you Amir for having me here. And I always like to talk about data science with the vertical community because I've been in their position, right? So
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing, right? So I think my journey can inspire them, or we can relate to each other, right? So guys, my name is Shubhankit Sirvaiya. I graduated from NIT Jaipur, and I have done my BTech in the field of material science and metallurgy, as Amir said, in the field of non-tech. And yeah, then I moved to data science, right? So first of all, when I started my IT journey, I was in some CRM firm, right? And I
Mhm.
was I was always interested towards data science, and there could have been several reasons. My personal reason is of mathematics, right? Because always wanted to do mathematics, and there were some topics in mathematics that we are taught, right? I mean, every one of us has taken maths up to a class of 10th, right? At least, right? So we know that there are some topics in mathematics that's been taught, but we don't know the applications of it, right? So just to see those applications, I started searching about what are these things taught for example, differentiation or integration or matrices or vectors, right? And that was one thing that interested me a lot about data science. Okay, these things are getting used there, and people are saving a lot of money because of these things, right?
Mhm.
So that was my biggest motivation. And then I switched to Accenture AI, in October 2021, and currently I'm working there as a data science analyst, right? And currently my work includes, doing all sort of works that can be done in the field of data science, either making a recommendation system, or
Mhm.
doing forecasting, or making a dashboard, or making a web tool that does some analytics.
Mhm.
And because it's a consulting company, right? So basically, our whole goal is to save money for clients, right? So
All right.
that's the biggest motivation for companies to save money, right?
All right.
So that how my work is going. And alongside, recently I've started also learning about cloud technologies, because there's some big potential of cloud technologies and data science when they come in together. So that's something that I'm doing right now. And yeah, I mean, if you can move to the next slide, Amit.
Yeah, sure. So I just have one question with you,
Yeah,
just because looking at the excitement of the audience, just because you are from metallurgy background, which
yeah,
is not relevant to any of this coding stuff.
none
So
at all.
just one simple question wanted to know: was it easy or was it tough for you to get a transition?
The biggest fear is of coding, right? For anyone who's coming to IT's, biggest fear is of coding, right? And the fear is because we try to ignore it for a lot of our career, right? Ki, no, I don't have to do it, right? But once you get into it, right? Once you get your hand dirty, and once you, start seeing the effects of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's something that, yeah, we can do it. And the biggest motivation for that is you should do it in batches or groups, or along with a mentor, right? That's
Okay.
the most important. If you're doing it alone, you won't know that either you are, qualified enough, or are you doing it correctly or not. You might quit it in between. But if you're doing it along with a batch, or let's say you're doing it along with a mentor, right,
Mm-hmm.
so you'll know things. And as just if I answer your question in simple words, it's not easy, right, to take
Mm-hmm.
that decision,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I can assure you that if you take that decision, life would be completely different, right? Because
Exactly.
if you just quote one fact, right, so how much raise people get in core sector, it's quite less than inflation rate in India,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there is no,
Exactly.
practically there is no comparison between both of these things.
Understood. Understood. All
Mm.
right. So I've got the first, you know, the question cleared in my head. That was it easy or tough? So it's
Mm.
like it's all about taking the first major step. Well,
Yeah.
so Shubhangi just wanted to understand that what basically you like best about being a data science analyst or a data engineering background. Now you're into this profession. What exactly the cool thing about it?
Speaking for all the data science related professions, maybe it's data analyst or data scientist or data engineer or business analyst.
Mm-hmm.
It's there are two things that I like most. First of all, it's quite accessible, right? So if you have a laptop, if you have internet connection, you can do data science, right? You
Mm-hmm.
don't need anything else, right? And there are a lot of tools that are publicly available. You can do data science. There are a lot of data that is publicly available. So that's the first thing, that's easily accessible and easily you can create an impact in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that I like a lot about that, it's a role of orchestration, right? So just you can imagine a choir group or a music group, right? So there is one guy who is just giving direction to everyone to play this or play that for a particular moment, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's all role a data engineer or data scientist do, right? That you have multiple tools, you have multiple logic, you have multiple source of data, you need to connect it, you find a particular value, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that whole structure, when it comes to shape, now that gives you a lot of satisfaction in my case ki, yeah, this is something that I've built and this is a value that it's generating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest motivation, and that is the cool thing about it, right? I mean, see, I've seen people building cool stuff. I've seen recently, I saw a video on LinkedIn where somebody built a Harry Potter clock, right?
Okay.
So that's maybe a cool part, but that's not something that motivates me. When we save money with this, right? Because I'm in
Mm-hmm.
consulting field, right? So when I save money in this, now that's something that it's a cool part. Ki, yeah, I've done a 5 lines of coding and saved this $1 million for some company. So that's a big thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Now, just to understand in more in a very basic way with you,
Hmm.
just to tell you that I'm a mechanical engineer, so I definitely don't know much about it. So, just to understand from very basic in a layman language, like basically,
Hmm.
who are these data analyst people, and what exactly their main goals and the task is, and what exactly they do all these days in 9 to 5, and why they're getting highly paid. Just wanted to know that.
Uh, so see, there's one resource that has came up recently. One initially there were other energy sources or other resources like coal or water or wind or something. Those
Mm-hmm.
are still there, but there's one resource that had came up, booming in the last 5 to 10 years, and that is data. And every company has it. We are surrounded by it, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
once we have that data, right, people want control over that. That's an idea of how things work. If there is a lot of coal, people would come and see, okay, this is my part of coal, this is my part of coal, this is my part of coal. They'll utilize it and they'll make money out of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similar way, companies have data around, right? They have data from various sources, they have data directly from customers, right? And now
Mm-hmm.
they want to utilize that data to make, improve customer experience, or the all over goal is to make money, and there's some sub goals of it to improve customer experience, to give better services, to to do all those things, you'll have to find pattern in this data, because the data is so much. You'll have
Mm-hmm.
to if you just see it in an Excel file, maybe an
Mm-hmm.
Excel file cannot contain it, your
Mm-hmm.
computer will get lag or things like that. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to find pattern in that data, and that role is done by data analysts. Okay, I'll find pattern in the data and we'll relate that pattern to some business logic, right? For
Okay.
example, if I give you a simple example, let's say there are two food apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I order food from them. So let's say I have a habit of ordering a dessert on every Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for a particular time, for every Saturday evening I do order a dessert, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I have two apps, I randomly choose one of them every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say one of the app utilizes my data and sees,
Mm-hmm.
okay, hey, this guy has a pattern of ordering a dessert, right,
Mm-hmm.
in this particular time, so let's give him a 10% off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just so he uses our app, right? And other one does not utilize the data, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
have taken one customer to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
By giving them a customer. That's that what data analysts do.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in that their team identified my pattern and told it to the
Mhm.
operations team ki this is what things are going on, you should do it, we will get one more customer, right?
All
That
right.
is the one, and that's what data analysts do each day, right? They have a lot of junk of data. I would say it, intentionally say it junk of data, because data is not in clean format everywhere, right? You get junk of data, you need to clean it, you need to process it, then you have to find patterns in it, and then you have to relate that pattern to some business case.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I was just reading one startup news.
Hmm.
Just because you were saying that you data analysts make some sense out of data. So it was kind of funny news in the startup, but I observed that in the Swiggy, they have posted that on the New Year celebration in the evening, they delivered 3.5 lakh biryani and
Yeah,
60,000 pizza.
yeah, I ordered a pizza
So
too.
yeah. So on the other side, there was a great number of booking in the Oyo as well. So
Yeah.
and from the next time any new year will come, they will be prepared with this particular menu to supply those things, because they will be ready that this much number of will
Yeah,
come again,
exactly.
and to get the maximum good reviews out of it, right? So
Yeah,
we
and
can use.
this is like a quite broad example of it, because New Year is a quite famous event, but there's small event as well. If you go to a small town which is a tourist town, they'll have their own patterns, right?
Exactly.
Okay, this day, or 17th of every month tourists come here. Some logic maybe for that particular town, right?
Exactly.
But using data, we can find that pattern too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Now the biggest questions comes in our mind in this 21st century. What do you want to comment about that? It is like it is an in-demand profession, and why it is in-demand profession, and why it is like we need to be very serious about upskilling this particular skills, and why it's going to be a future.
I would say something negative here, but it's important for people to hear this. Is
Mm-hmm.
that not only this is a best, like one of the best profession, is like three times more important than the next best profession, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it will also take jobs of other profession, right? So that's the
Okay.
most important thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why this? Because the things that people are doing in data science will
Mm-hmm.
eventually lead to automation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
automation will lead to loss of jobs, right? So
Exactly.
either you can sit and cry about it, right? Ki
Mm-hmm.
machines are taking my job, or you can, go and make a machine, right? And
Understood.
opportunities is there. Every company is using data. There are a lot of startups, there are a lot of big companies. And just to give you example, I recently saw an ad of data scientist openings in Haldiram, which is a sweet making company, right?
Okay.
So I mean, Haldiram, or maybe Physics Wala, or things like
Uh-huh.
that. So
Uh-huh.
if you see, those things are completely relevant, but they have data, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
need to utilize the data.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, just you gave an example of Haldiram.
Hmm.
Let's take an example as a business.
Hmm.
So, why this business needs a data analyst? What they will do with us, with this particular people?
Yeah, they can see a lot of things, right? For example, one particular thing can be, let's say if we are talking about Haldiram, let's say Haldiram has a lot of like Indian sweet snacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're packing it, they're selling it, right? And some
Mm-hmm.
of them are returning back, and they don't have a cycle to monitor that. Okay,
Exactly.
return that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say there is a growing pattern in it, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
they have that chunk of data sitting there, they
Mm-hmm.
might not observe a pattern, because Haldiram is $1 million company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they might not observe a small returns of order or something like that.
Exactly.
But if they sum it up, okay,
Mm-hmm.
for this particular product, we are observing is what is the total loss that we are incurring for this particular product. And that
Mm-hmm.
if this number is significant, you know
Mm-hmm.
they can compare it. And
Mm-hmm.
now that significant number can be improved by just a simple one
Mm-hmm.
Python notebook, basically a one 60-70 lines of Python code. That
Mm-hmm.
simple number can be monitored and can be improved also. Okay, okay, optimize this process a little bit there, and you can save this amount, although that amount will be less, but it can be saved, right? So
Understood.
that is one use case, or if you're talking about Haldiram.
Understood. And one more thing, I think generally the role of data analyst is like, let's suppose if I'm running any startup
Hmm.
or any company, if I have a good data analyst, he can exactly tell me my whole cohort analysis and gross
Hmm.
profit, and he can even, there's word called predictive analysis as well. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe this predictive analysis comes after an experience in data analyst profession,
Hmm.
where we can predict and understand and say that in which quarter we're going to be fail if we will do like this, and in which quarter we're gonna go big if we will do like
Yeah.
this. And does it also help us to raise funding and pitch to the investor and showcase that whole analysis, that why we need these things? And does that data analyst people play with all this and plays an important role in
Yeah,
raising
so
business?
there are several kind of analysis that data people do, right? So one you talked about is predictive analytics, and one is descriptive analytics. So as the word suggests, right?
Mm-hmm.
Descriptive means that you are telling whatever has already happened. You're just presenting a report of it. Prescriptive is something that you are telling this and you're giving a suggestion. Predictive
Understood.
is something that you will say, ki, okay, according to this mathematical algorithm, I
Mm-hmm.
am expecting to have this much value in the next year or in the next month, right? So,
Understood.
and now just imagine you are predicting a future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can be the, let's say I run a let's say I run a retail store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can predict, okay, for the next month I'll
Mm-hmm.
be having this number of customers, so I can prepare my inventory for it, right? It's
Understood.
simple example, and it's been all everywhere, right? I mean, see, this thing now, this thing was initially there in businesses, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
go to an old shopkeeper, in your town or in some small towns, right? If you go
Mm-hmm.
to an old shopkeepers, they have their own pattern, which they
Mm-hmm.
have learned across years. They have been
Mm-hmm.
opening their shops at the same location in the same city for 20 years or 25 years. They have a pattern. Okay, this day of a year or this day of a week, we have
Mm-hmm.
more customers. And the thing that they have, learned in 20 years, a
Mm-hmm.
machine is learning here isn't maybe 2 to 3 minutes, right? Once you give them a data.
Okay.
That's the biggest power that business can utilize.
Understood. So looking at the growth of the startups in India, which is happening,
Hmm.
even I was just going because I am very much active on TechCrunch. I
Hmm.
observed that in the last year, the startup in India has raised $25 billion in the funds,
Hmm.
and I can clearly see that the demand of job is high in this particular profession,
Yeah.
and it has been predicted that in this particular coming 2023, we're going to have at least 2 million jobs, because the whole world is going data driven. Even the webinar that I'm hosting, I play with this data to understand that how many registrations happen, how many people will
Hmm.
come live, how many people will drop, and how many people will participate in contest, and how many people are going to watch till the end. So it seems that everywhere, even the polls that we have, even the COVID result that we see on the Twitter, Google, anything, seems that every thing is going data driven. So it is
Yeah.
something which is pushing me to make me understand that this is one of the non-negotiable skill. Even I am a sales guy. If I will become a manager or a senior manager, I may leave the field job of selling the product to the door to door, but when I'll become a manager, and everybody for sure will become a manager or get promoted at the higher level, at that position they will start playing with data itself, that how much sales we did, how much targets we
Yeah.
got, and how to
Yeah.
measure. Would you agree with this point that in every profession,
Hmm.
there is a certain point will come where you have to work with the data itself, whether manually or whether it's with in a more professional way as a data analyst,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, it's absolutely true. You have to work. I mean, it's like there's no option of not. If you're avoiding it, then means that you're digging your own grave, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
basically, it's because some point you'll have to say a number to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thing is that only, right? If I
Mm-hmm.
am giving 10 columns of data, right? So
Mm-hmm.
columns of data, vertical data, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm giving 10 columns of data to a person, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving them one number,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that person is a business person,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say he makes clothes. He
Mm-hmm.
don't want to hear any algorithm. He does not want to hear anything like that. He just want to hear a number. And I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
"Ki, okay, last year your KPI was KPI is key performing index. It's just one number that represent everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that, a data analyst can calculate that, and you can
Exactly.
tell that to that person, and he'll be okay. You got the results.
Understood. Understood. Even this profession, I feel that is also required in, like, let's suppose, like, when we were in a school, we
Hmm.
used to learn this Excel sheet,
Yeah.
all right, and we know this tool. But when I grew up, I observed in the different organization, different profession, everybody is using Excel sheet.
Hmm.
Whether it's an HR to manage, HR are using this Excel sheet, and some analysis with whatever they know. They do some analysis to understand how many people
Hmm.
are going on leave and presenting,
Hmm.
and how many of them are getting appraisal. Somewhere they're also playing with data. And I've also seen chartered accountant now learning this skill set to manage their transaction record and make more efficient job. Even I've
Yeah.
seen the logistic people are working on the data to deliver the things on time and improve their logistic services. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole example of Zepto and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
the whole thing is somewhere. So I feel that. This is a sort of a tool, or we can say the skills we can learn and we can fit in every profession, and it is
Exactly.
not something which is limited to anything, right?
Exactly. It's like a common tool that you can fit in every profession. Exactly that you said, right? It's just you know the adaptation of it in different field is different. And when I
Mm-hmm.
see a person, let's say if somebody is working in a field of finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comment, I saw one of the comments, right? If somebody is working in a field of finance for 4 or 5 years, right,
Mm-hmm.
and now they want to switch into IT, it
Mm-hmm.
would be really good for them to go into financial analytics, right?
Exactly.
Because a big part of at 40% of your data science is
Mm-hmm.
your business understanding, right?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
eventually if whatever you do, you're saving money, right? If
Exactly.
the money is not being saved, nobody wants to see your code or nobody wants to see data, right?
Exactly.
So business domain, if you have that knowledge, because
Mm-hmm.
people don't have that knowledge, people do
Mm-hmm.
MBA and many things else to get those domain knowledge. But if you
Mm-hmm.
had the domain knowledge, these
Mm-hmm.
things can be taught, right? You just need a positive attitude and some good platforms.
All right. So one thing is clear, that if I'm learning certain tools,
Yeah,
the same tool I'm learning, if I'll go into the finance department, I'll become a financial analyst. If I will go into the use this tools into an HR work, I will become a HR analyst.
yeah,
Or I
yeah,
like, am I using the correct logic behind it? Because I
yeah,
can
yeah,
see a different
absolutely.
different names in the market and people are getting confused that no, I
Yeah,
don't want to become data analyst, I want to
along
become
with this, you
business
can also
analyst.
be in another field also, right? If you once financial analytics,
Mm-hmm.
now you know finance, you have no analytics, right? So you can
Mm-hmm.
also gain, some deeper model of it, right? Let's say the same thing that's been done in financial analytics, similar kind of field thing is done in the healthcare analytics,
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
at one place you're losing money, other place you're losing life, right? So
Mm.
business term people consider it same. I'm sure it's not same, but business term people consider it same. The mathematical logic that people use behind that is same. So that things is transferable, right?
Mm.
But it's best to include data science in your industry rather than switch your industry completely.
Understood. Understood. So, guys, it is very much clear, and I hope you guys are able to understand the importance and the need of data analyst. It's in every profession, and why we are very much sure about this 100% job guarantee is just because there's too many opportunities are there, and we know exactly what tools is required, and if we will make you learn these tools, you would be definitely able to crack it. Trust me, guys. If you learn certain tools, you yourself will be able to schedule your own interviews and you start getting messages on your LinkedIn. Trust me, it is that possible because the need is maximum. And I'm sure, Shubhankit, in your own team, maybe sometimes while hiring the new people, you must be facing some problem that you are into need of expanding your team, but you may not be getting a skilled people to hire. Do you face these certain problems?
Yeah, I've seen this problem, and the biggest reason for this is that mentorship. And I
Mhm.
relate to it, right? I know it's quite a vague answer, but I relate to it
Mhm.
because people are learning these things and they don't know when they're ready. you know
Okay.
Maybe maybe you did something and you think, okay, this is it, okay,
Mhm.
this amount was there, but a mentor will tell you, okay, learn this thing specifically, pay less attention to this thing, more attention to that thing, right? And that's the only reason we see that people think that they know data science, but maybe that they're not qualified enough, or maybe they are using something for a long time, but that thing is wrong. So that's the
Mhm.
mentorship is important. And I think if provided right mentorship and a good attitude and good platform, right, then
Understood.
we can have a person who can work with us. And there's one more thing to add: this field is continuously learning field. You cannot
Mhm.
assume कि, okay, I'll learn this much and then I'll stay for this field and I'll grow for like 2 3 years. It's not possible,
Mhm.
right? um, you have to continuously learn. Same thing happens in my organization. If a new project comes up, in most cases what happens, we need to research thing, right? Okay,
Understood.
we have to do forecasting in this particular project.
Mhm.
So let's take 1 or 2 days and figure out some ways and just see some lectures, read some research papers, and come back and let's discuss again, right? So that learning thing is continuous. Even for me and even for senior data scientists, it's the same.
Understood. Understood. Thanks for this clarification, Shubhankit. So, we will be discussing a lot more about what exact tools we will be discussing. But before that, I want to tell you that you can also become this data analyst, and you can also grab this opportunity with us in the Coding Invaders, because we are already running one successful program which promises job guarantee in Coding Invaders. All right, and how we are so much confident about our job guarantee, because we have already analyzed 1900 plus job openings. We know what sort of openings will work for you, and we know exactly what tools and the things are required. We know exactly how to train you. We know exactly how to prepare you for the interview. We know exactly how to prepare your whole CV and whole portfolio, and we know exactly how to place your interview in such a way where you will definitely gonna crack it, because it is not something which is a cakewalk for sure. But yes, we have the team, dedicated team who's working on it and helping people to get this thing done. And it is not something which I'm just saying to create a hype, but it is a very practical thing. The demand is so much, but the people are less skilled, and that's why we are skilling people and getting these things done. And trust me, it is getting possible only to all those people who are consistent and hardworking. Trust me, if you are a person who will give a dedicated or dedication of 6.5 months, that's it, you will be able to do it. That's not a big of a problem, because the demand is huge but the supply is very less, so we need to work accordingly. So to just to give all the people, see, we are already running a contest, but there's one logic behind is only one person will win. But all the people who thinks that they want to directly discuss about this course details and everything, so there's an exclusive discount over here. So our courses price on a normal day, it is 11,490 rupees per month. But just because you are watching me in this particular webinar, you all people, you all beautiful people who are watching me and are trying to understand the whole, the data analyst thing, you can avail 37% of discount in this particular webinar, and you can just tell to the counselor that yes, I watched the webinar with Amir and Shubhankit, and I am eligible for 37% discount. You can eat their head, ask your question. You can say that I'm from finance background, I'm from HR background, I'm from chemistry background, whatever it is. If you're a graduate, inquire, ask question, clear your doubt first, and then see that it is possible for you. If yes, you can enroll with 37% of discount. So there's a separate link I have attached. Go register, get a free counseling call, ask too many questions, get a proper satisfaction in your head, clear all your myths, doubts, and everything, then take a decision. All right, so this is a kind of a offer for all of you who are watching me, because you have figured out your precious time, so it's my responsibility to give you that particular benefit. All right, so Subhankit, coming back to you, so the main question comes in our mind. We talked about the salaries, need, and a lot more things. So we just wanted to know that how we can become a data analyst, what exactly the skills we need to master or learn. Because when I Google or when I search, I always get to see the 15 to 20 tools, which demotivates me all the time. That I don't think this is gonna be possible for me. So, what only tools I need to learn if I'm from a non-tech background and I can get my job? Just wanted to know those things.
Uh, I would say, see, first of all, because why you see 14, 15 tools, I'll say because there's some alternatives to the tool, right? For example, if you see Power BI on your skill, so there's an alternative to Power BI, that is Tableau, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you will see the list of the skills, right, without asking anyone, you'll see Power BI and Tableau both. And the reality is, if you learn Power BI, you don't have to learn Tableau, right?
Okay.
So, for someone who's starting at scratch, I would say these four things that I'm seeing on my screen, I hope everyone is able to see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about data analyst, you need to have a really good amount of SQL and Python, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and Power BI, right? SQL, Python, Power BI. I will skip statistic as of now for a piece of data analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, SQL is used to fetch data, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have data stored somewhere, and let's say you have to do anything with data, to analyze it, clean it, do anything with data. You'll have
Mm-hmm.
to fetch data first, in a particular format. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously you need SQL, and SQL is something that quite easy to learn because it's something similar to human language. For example, if I have to get particular column of a data,
Mm-hmm.
it will be something like select this column from this table, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
code, exact code, right? So it's similar to English language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to learn and it's widely used, right? No matter you're working as a data scientist, data analyst, or data business analyst, data engineer, SQL
Mm-hmm.
is one thing that you should know really, really good, right?
Okay.
Now when coming to making playing with the data, Python
Mm-hmm.
is one library that everyone prefers, because most of our things are in Python, right? The alternative of Python is R, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we do most of our things in Python because, first of all, the community is big, and most of our libraries are most of the work that has been done,
Mm-hmm.
for people who don't understand what library is. So most of the work that has already been done, most of the code that you can use is in Python. So
Mm-hmm.
SQL, Python, and Power BI for your visualization purpose. When you have to show your results, you need to have Power BI. These things will you have to, I would say, master to become a data analyst. And
Mm-hmm.
how good a data analyst you become will depend on how well you know these tools. Status is something that I would keep a lot for specifically for purpose of data scientists, because it's more related to mathematics, and that sort of mathematics that we don't study in our 11th and 12th, right? It's something that people study when they do a bachelor's in mathematics. But there are
Mm-hmm.
sources where you can learn them, and it's not something that is, it's just something that is specific to a particular need, right? But Python, SQL, and Power BI in general, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my session with this, and also there are some cases involved, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when I see this, I the thing coming into my mind is that you should have an idea about what you're doing, right? So
Exactly.
when you're making a Python code, just see ki, okay, there was this mess of code, I have made this clear format of data, and now somebody will see it and make an insight of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I understand from cases, right? Ki how do you develop how do you develop a simple statement? Let's say if you're working for Swiggy as a business analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your manager will give you a task ki, hey, we want to increase the sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now how do you make that as a data science problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need to increase the sales. What data
Mm-hmm.
I have, where I can increase the sales, what are the
Mm-hmm.
factors that determine my sales?
Mm-hmm.
Visualize that data, see what things are lacking behind, see what if a particular field is lacking behind, what is the reason behind that? Get
Mm-hmm.
that data, relate these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That becomes a whole case study, right?
Exactly.
So that problem solving attitude is really important when you're going in a
Mm-hmm.
field of data science. Because you have to form the problem. That's the most
Mm-hmm.
important. You have to form the problem and you have to solve it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I got it. I got it. I got it. So these are the only things which we can just focus to get a kickstart and get into this particular profession.
Yeah,
And moreover, the most important thing is the practical or project based learning, which will definitely help us to be on track on a ground level, on a very realistic level to get the things done. Right.
exactly.
All right. Now, the most important thing which we just wanted to ask, because generally, see what happens is people do observe that I am from an organization, so we will just definitely gonna discuss about our organization only. But no, let's just ask you directly. Uh, how exactly you skilled yourself? What help
Uh,
you need,
okay.
and what
Mhm.
approach you used to just got this skill set, and you are now here as a data science analyst.
So quite frankly, I Googled things,
Mhm.
and because you don't know anything, right? For example, I wanted to learn Python, right? So what
Mhm.
the best thing would I do, right? I'll go to YouTube, I'll search, Python fundamentals. I'll
Mhm.
get some videos, I'll watch that video, and if it works for me, if the vibe matches for the instructor, right?
Mhm.
I'll continue that, or I'll switch to next video. That's a
Mhm.
general path. The
Mhm.
only difference is now that people quit in between, right?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, when I was starting my data science thing, it was like the final year of my college. I started looking towards data science. Okay, I need to do data science. I want to learn machine learning, or I want to make visualizations. I want to do Python, SQL, these things, right? So when I started these things, I didn't find up any stacked up course. This is something like 2019 mid, right?
Mhm.
So at
Mhm.
that time, I don't know why, but these things were not that prominent.
Mhm.
Courses were not that prominent, or maybe I was not aware, right? So I learned from varied resources. I learned from resources where I could find them, right? I also followed some of the books. Also, I followed some of our instructors on YouTube, or or LinkedIn also.
Mhm.
So, and then once I got one course also finally to get my placement, and those things can be there, right? So but when it comes to polishing them, right, this is the most important thing. I mean, you can learn
Mhm.
SQL in the lecture, you can find lecture anywhere, but it
Mhm.
once comes to polishing, you need to do projects, right?
Mhm.
That's the most
Mhm.
important thing, right? So you need to do projects, you need to see what problems can come when you're doing actual coding, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the biggest problem, right? For example, if you're just watching a guy do coding on a lecture and you
Mhm.
think that you can do it yourself, that
Mhm.
will never happen, right?
Exactly.
There are many and the same logic I follow right now also, right? If I have to learn some particular thing and I have not done it before and it's required for my work, uh, as of now it's easier for me to just go on YouTube, find a course
Mhm.
which is doing a hands-on project on that particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
end-to-end project on this, and there are videos on YouTube which help you
Mm-hmm.
do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of attitude is really important, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have okay, let me try this one and I'll get it, right? And that also gives you confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, once you have built a project in those things, you can explain
Mm-hmm.
the project really well. But if you have seen the person do something,
Mm-hmm.
you will not be able to explain it, right?
Exactly.
Uh, sense of owning a project will not come, and you won't be
Mm-hmm.
confident in the interview, right? And the interview will detect it. Yeah, this guy
Exactly.
has done. This guy has just followed the project. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you want to just add project in your CV, there are a lot of projects there. Just copy them in your CV. But interview will get you like this, it would be, and it will be like something like the whole interview will blow up, there will be no next questions, right? And
Exactly.
it's even better if you have a project, you have done something in it, you can explain, you can tell them ki what problems you had in that project. And
Mm.
obviously the skill will also polish by the time you completed the project.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, you just wanted to know one thing. See, you said that you googled, you did something, but at the end you took some courses.
Yeah.
But at this particular age, we all are mature. We all are the
Mhm.
person who can do everything by ourselves. But what exactly think why you exactly gone for the courses? What exactly you were missing, and why taking a courses is important?
uh, as a student you don't want to your focus should be on studies. As a student your focus should be on studies, right? I don't want to waste a couple of months to sit and plan a structure for me, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
not my job, right? My job is to study that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why course is important. And recently in India we have found those courses just like coding invaders, where we are having mentorships, right? So mentorships
Mm-hmm.
is not something that is included in Indian educational thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one reason. The other reason, that in these courses, in most of the courses, you are being taught by professionals, you know
Mm-hmm.
who are you're not being taught by someone who have not done industry things in these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the biggest motivation for me, to get everything at one place
Mm-hmm.
and just to start learning, right? I don't want to waste time on collecting things. And when you're learning on YouTube, there is one flaw.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Whenever you're learning from a course, you'll complete almost, the course will complete 70%. If you're following a playlist, you're following a big lecture, the course will complete 70%, 80%, and then he'll ask you to buy a course eventually for the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the lecture, right? So that thing happens, right? So it's better to get, and you get scattered content. Let's say I'm building a project, on my own, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
following a YouTube tutorial for that. And so that project might get I'll be stuck in that project, right? I will have nobody to solve my doubt for that project, because that's a recorded video, it's there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for that you need a particular course, you need a particular person to guide you, right? So that
Understood.
was the only reason for me to have a course.
All right, all right. So the one thing which I definitely like what you said. As a student, my job is to study, right,
Yeah.
and it saves my time for sure. And we don't have that experience or expertism to strategize the thing for sure. So we need to
Mhm.
get it from the different experienced people. All right. Now the most important question comes in our mind is how I will get to understand that data analytics is my cup of tea.
uh if you need money, it's a good it's your cup of tea. uh just joking. So basically, if you are good at problem solving, it's your
Mm-hmm.
cup of tea, right? If I give you let's say, if you're good at, if I relate it to something, if you're good at solving puzzles, if you like solving puzzles, it's your
Mm-hmm.
cup of tea. And if you like to create impact, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, I was my background is in material science and metallurgy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's say I innovate something in metallurgy which will revolutionize steel making, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that thing will be implemented in any plant in India after 50 years. I have innovated it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it took 50 years to actually start doing something with that particular thing that I made. But in
Mm-hmm.
data science, if I have a thought right now, I can open Google Colab and I can start working on it, right?
Okay.
So that is the thing, it's an impactful field. So if you want to create an impact, right,
Mm-hmm.
it's an ideal field for you, right? If you want to see ki, okay, this thing has been written by me and I am because let's say if you work in a product based company and there's
Mm-hmm.
some features on your company's app, right? And you will see ki, okay, this feature I have written the code for this feature, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
I have built a logic for this feature, right? If you like those things, it will be your thing. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would say you should have a little bit interest in math. At least you should not fear from maths, right?
Oh,
because otherwise it will be then quantity versus quality thing. You will become a data analyst, right? You will become a data scientist, but you will not be a good data analyst or data scientist, right? If you don't
mm.
like maths, right? I don't want you to be like a maths enthusiast or like a nerd in mathematics, but at least understand what it's playing in this that particular field.
There's always one question we used to get in our CBSE board in 10th class. There was a graph which always gives us 10 marks. If I know that level of mathematics, can I do this data analyst courses?
You can, but still, I'll like my suggestion to you would be like, to be honest, my suggestion to you would be learn a bit lower differentiation. It would be better for you, right? So when you're talking about seven-figure salary in the seminar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to have a seven-figure salary, you need to at least have a little bit of differentiation and integration in
Now
your.
here comes a question. Pratik is saying I am weak in the statistics. So you have, can you just tell that we don't need a pro level of
Yeah,
mathematics,
exactly.
basic
That's
mathematics?
a problem, right? I mean, there's a it. You'll get it when you'll understand it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? Uh, you don't need to be a master in statistics or things like that. है ना?
basic.
Even I am not a master in statistics or things like that. But when I see a term, I
Mm-hmm.
have that confidence. I'll Google this and I'll understand this. You know,
Exactly.
that's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. You don't. If you are having something in, I have a fear of mathematics. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to touch mathematics. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
took bio because I was in fear of mathematics. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that attitude, to be honest, is not good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just need to understand mathematics up to a level where
Mm-hmm.
it is implemented. You don't
Mm-hmm.
in none of the algorithms you have to do some plus minus, nothing like that. Every
Mm-hmm.
algorithm is being coded, you just have to use it. But to
Mm-hmm.
understand why you're using a particular algorithm, you need
Mm-hmm.
to have a little bit understanding of mathematics.
Understood. Understood. All right. All right. All right. So, guys, we're going to discuss about the salary as well, and then we'll come to the Q&A. But before that, I just want to tell you that to all the people who are just asking that I am from BSc or anything, the best example is our guest speaker. He's from the metallurgy background. So, whatever the background you guys are in, if you have graduate, you can definitely do this particular thing. You don't have to be pro in the mathematics or something. A basic knowledge is sufficient. And if you have a guts and if you have a consistency and if you are hardworking and passionate and you're clear that I want to do it, you can do it for sure. All right. Now, coming to the part that how exactly the coding invaders will teach you, we will teach you from scratch. So there's no prior need of coding knowledge is required, to be very honest. We have made the whole module in such a way where you can learn everything from scratch. And the best part is 59% of our students are from a non-IT background. So stop thinking that I'm from this background, I know this mathematics or that mathematics. Just forget everything. You want to do it, join us. You will be able to do it because we have worked, we have prepared the modules, we have worked with the team. So we exactly know how we can train you because we have spent a lot of time in that. So one-on-one mentorship is there so that you should not hesitate. Whatever the serious question you have, you can ask to us. And the best part is to sound very much practical, as Shubhankit has said that you have to actually execute the projects, and that's how you will talk very much confidently and practically in webinar. And that comes when you will do a project based learning, and we do 80% of practice based learning, like a project based learning. So everything whatever you will do, you will get a hands on experience. Why I'm saying, if you remember one thing, I'll give you an example. When we were in our class 10th and 12th, so whatever the maths question or the science question, whatever the question we solve by ourselves in our copy, we always remember that question. But what all questions we see on the board and the the blackboard, we forget that. But all the question that we solve by ourselves, we remember it throughout the end of the year. So what I'm trying to say that if you will do the project based learning, it will stays in your mind, it will be there. So when you will be giving an interview, you will make sense out of it. People will understand that you're an experienced person, you have done this thing. You will your answer will be more justified and witty. So that's why project based learning is there. So in coding invaders, everything will be on a web based portal. Go log in wherever you want to study, give 1.5 hours of time on a daily basis and get the things done. So guys, to all the people who are just watching me till now and all the people who have joined me in between, I want to tell you and I want to remind all the people who's watching me since beginning, just after 10-15 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. But what it is all about, so just 30 minutes back, I started one contest. In this particular contest, I am going to give away our premium course of data analyst, that too for free, and I will enroll for free in our job guarantee batch. What job guarantee batch? We give a job guarantee agreement before enrollment. If you will not get this, you'll get the money back. All right. So here's the link in the chat section. After 10-15 minutes, I'm going to announce the winner. All right. So go register and grab a chance to win this particular course for free, because in just 15 minutes, I'm going to share my screen and announce a winner. Moving on to the main topic, just wanted to understand, Shubhankit, well, that, what exactly the career path looks like in data analyst. If I'll join as a data analyst today, after 2 years, what exactly the designation I will get, and also then we will be discussing about the salaries about it. So can you
Okay,
throw some
so
light on it?
yeah. So basically, it's same. Like the only the adjectives keeps adding. You're working as a data analyst 2 years or maybe 1 year, depending on your performance. Or let's say you make a switch, right? You move to senior data analyst, and then you make to principal data analyst, right? And same in the case of other situation as well. And just one thing I like to add here more, though it can switch also, right? If you're working as a data analyst, maybe you gain some little more handed statistics or a little bit more good projects in your current organization, and you then move to you know let's say data scientist, right? So it's not like data analysts for you can go to senior data analyst only. You can also go to data scientist, you can also go to senior business analyst. That all depends on the company, that all depends on a project and your own interest, right? And just one more thing, people like to compare these things ki, business analyst, then it's better, data analyst, then data scientist. So basically data scientists are better than business analysts. That is not at all correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on what particular measure you compare them. If you're comparing salary, that's not correct. I have a friend who is a business analyst, he's earning 20 lpa. I have a friend who is a data scientist, he's earning 6 lpa, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that thing can be vary, that depends on your project and depends on your company and on your experience level as well, right? But future career track, it just don't keep you know my personal experience has been to keep adding good projects in my resume rather than titles, right? Because good projects will get you eventually good salaries. Good titles, they are okay, but it's not something like that. Maybe you're working in an organization and maybe your salary would be, can be more than your manager, right? If you have good
Mm-hmm.
projects in your resume,
Mm-hmm.
so you are a valued
Right.
asset of that particular company. That can happen.
Understood. 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 Got the clarity. Thank you so much for this. Now, the most important thing, just we wanted to discuss that how we can grow ourselves in terms of our income and how much we can earn. So probably you can see the digits
Hmm.
that I have entered. Probably like it looks like so modest, maybe, but still, just on a practical level, you can correct me that how much people are making, and between as a fresher, as a 3 year experience. I know the packages I've written is a worst case situation, but still, you can mention something.
Yeah, so for these particular, I again, I would not say people do see the titles. I'll see the year of experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you relate to it, it's something you know it's like the minimum of it, as you said, right? So if you are a data scientist who is working for last 5 year industry, 20 lp is minimum for you. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're just starting out in industry as a junior analyst, you can expect something like 6 7 8 things like that, right?
Understood. Understood.
That thing is there. And just one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what middle data analyst means, but if it's like a data analyst who is working for 2 3 years, so that salary is quite more than 8 and 9.
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
Nowadays, I'm observing that even the interns are getting fairly paid as an internship amount. I've observed, and I've also seen the freshers are starting with 10 lakh packages as well. So it's
Yeah,
like it seems that it's all about how exactly we are giving in the interviews and how
yeah,
exactly we are justifying our
yeah,
worth, right?
yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So, guys, I hope you have got the clarity that how much exactly you can make. Now, let's discuss exactly how we can get this data analytics job. All right. So, can you just guide us, Shubhanki, that how we can go for a data analyst job? What exactly we can do?
Oh, okay. So let's assume that you are, let's assume that you are qualified enough, right? Let's say you have
Mm-hmm.
completed the coding Invaders course and you're qualified enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after that, once you have good project in Assume, first of all, you become a hot asset in the, that hiring industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you have good project in your resume, you'll become a really hot asset because most of the people don't have a good resume or don't have a good projects in your resume,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the best thing that you should do is complete your profiles in all of these platforms that are listed: LinkedIn, Naukri, Glassdoor, Indeed,
Mm-hmm.
or there are many others. You
Mm-hmm.
just complete your profile, and whatever profile you're choosing, whatever platform you're choosing, make sure you complete your profile in it, because
Mm-hmm.
try to understand. See, Naukri itself is a platform that is utilizing your data. The
Mm-hmm.
person who has completed their profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we'll get more push on that particular platform, right? So make sure your profile is 100% completed. Make sure you connect with right people on LinkedIn, right? Make sure you complete with people who are of similar domain, you know. If you're working as a data analyst, connect with people who are senior data analysts, see what they're writing, what things they're talking about, you know. See
Mm-hmm.
people who are already working as a data analyst, data scientist field, you know. Don't argue with them, but you know, try to give them your opinion on their, you know, whatever post they've had it, you know. So that builds a credibility, right? Let's say you build a project, showcase that project on your LinkedIn, you know, explain
Mm-hmm.
that project on your LinkedIn, right? Because that builds credibility. You know, I am not
Mm-hmm.
saying that you will expect a job ki, okay, you wrote about your project and somebody will give you a job offer. That thing will never happen. But you know, if a company does a background check of you on your LinkedIn, it will give a really good image of yours. Yeah, ki this guy is sincere about what this particular field. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope, like, I know there would be a lot of support from your course as well, right? For
Exactly.
example, from coding invaders, there would be a lot of support in hiring partners and things like that.
Exactly, exactly. So one thing is very clear that we need to be very much digitally active, and we have to prepare our profile in such a way where always we come on the top when it comes to a search
Yeah,
list. All right. So guys, yes, if I talk about ourselves, then we do also have that career packages where we work on CV, LinkedIn profiles, and do a multiple mock interviews to make you feel very confident. So we will make you practice a lot of calls so that when you're going to the actual interview, you go and nail it. All right. And yes, we have already a portal where a lot of the job notification comes, and we discuss about it and we prepare accordingly, and that's how we save time and get the things very quickly. If I'll just tell you, we have 100 plus hiring partners. Our alumnis are working into top giant companies. So to be very honest, there's no problem in terms of getting in a job interview because we have already a very huge network. So scheduling an interview is just a cakewalk for us. Now, cracking it is not a cakewalk. So, how exactly you study, how exactly you're justifying your work, that matters. And it is possible if you trust yourself, if you're consistent enough, if you have completed all the modules, if you feel that, yes, I'm qualified enough, you can do it for sure. Now, guys, I'm going towards the Q&A session, but before that, I want to announce once again, and I want to give you a final alarming, warning that yes, we in just after Q&A session, I am going to announce the winner. So all the people who have joined me right now or who have joined and not registered yet, there's a contest I started 40 minutes back. Now in that contest, I'm going to whoever will register in this particular webinar itself after Q&A session, that is after 10 minutes. I'm going to choose one random person, and he or she will be winning premium data analyst courses that too for free from Coding Invaders, and we will enroll in our job guarantee batch. So the link is in the chat section. I will give you 10-20 seconds. Go register. I'm giving you a final chance. Okay. If you haven't registered, please register. Give me a thumbs up in the chat section, and then I will just start with the Q&A session. And meanwhile, guys, prepare your questions as well. I'm giving you a 10 to 15 second of hold right now. Prepare your questions, and I'm giving a chance to everybody. Go register in this particular contest, and then I'll just collect the question, Shubhankit, and I'll just come to you at what exact sort of a question people have, and then we are
yeah,
done with you. All right, so I'm just checking the questions. What too many questions I've got. Um, so a lot of questions are like basically need an approval from you to take a decision. They need I don't like people generally nowadays are more looking for a validation from an expert. Can I do it? Tell me, can I do it?
mm,
If you will say, then I'll do it. That sort of question I have maximum right now.
yeah.
No, okay. Um, The question from Ananya Srinath. Can I know how is the hiring for fresher compared to experienced DA?
Uh, I would say if you are going as a fresher, you should have a good project, right? Or an internship, right? Or a good referral, right?
Mhm.
Because you know, obviously compared to a experienced person,
Mhm.
everyone would prefer experienced person. I mean, the experienced person. See, and that's a, you know, that's a harsh truth. That cycle, you know, that joke is key. Everyone wants a experienced person, but how will a fresher will get experience then, right? So it's there, but that's a harsh truth, right?
Mhm.
As a because and that's the best thing as a fresher. If you're looking for a job, you have to have a course which supports you get a job, right?
Mhm.
That's the thing. So my answer would be that don't try
Understood.
to fight that competition which you cannot win, right?
Mhm.
You cannot buy experience, obviously, right? So best thing that you can do is have good projects and have good support of mentors who can refer you, connect with people in LinkedIn who can refer you based on your projects and work that you have done.
Mhm. Thank you so much. There is one question from Webavi. This is an interesting question. I have read somewhere that this job is stressful. Is it true? First of all, like, Shubhankit, do tell me, is there any job which is doesn't have any stress and I can make a good money? First,
No.
answer me that, and then you come to this web.
Though there is no such job. If there would have been a job, so everyone would be doing that, right? If I
Mhm.
would have known a job like that, so I would have been doing that. But you know, as I said, right, in the starting, I like this field because you can create an impact here, right? So at the end of a day, right, if I am done with my work and I can, recalculate in my mind what impact I have created today, right?
Mhm.
So that loses some part of stress, right?
Okay.
So, and if you are thinking that any work will give you stress, as you said, right? If you're working software development, if you're a teacher, if you are working in a steel plant, every work would give you stress if you don't enjoy it, right?
Mhm.
So the best thing you can do to remove stress is to do that work that you enjoy, right?
Mhm.
And then depends on your organization, depends on your team, depends on your manager also, right? That what kind of attitude you give. Sometimes, I've seen people, your manager would be so kind, or maybe your team would be so enthusiastic about working in a project that you might work 15, 16 hours a day and you won't feel a stress, right? You'll sleep like a kid because you have done a good work, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe you just work 9 to 5 and you're still stressed, right? Because your manager is toxic, or maybe your team is toxic. That thing can happen.
Understood. So, just to explain more about this question, do we have work-life balance at least in this job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, work-life balance, I think, depends on your own attitude rather than your field,
Uh-huh.
right? What you prioritize, right? How much, what principles you have. Okay, if I have to go gym at 6 p.m., I'll go gym at 6 p.m. I've told my manager that, right?
Exactly. Exactly. How exactly we are presenting ourselves in the first attempt and when we are going to an office, that is also very important, I feel.
Yeah.
If I'm giving my image to a manager by saying that, oh yes, I'll do it, I'll just do it, and he will keep on
Mm.
giving you the task.
Yeah.
Be very strict with your
Yeah.
timelines and be very blunt that
And just
I'm
be
that.
honest with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Just be honest with you.
exactly. Never fear about your job that you will get fired. um, Now the most important question I have observed is like freelancing and data analyst. So what would you comment about this?
There are some small firms that are looking for that,
Mhm.
freelancing in data analysts, right? There's some really small firms that are looking for that because basically because if a company has a lot of data that they need a data analyst, right? So most probably they hire someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most probably they hire someone, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
like a one day thing, or because when you're giving, because data is a big entity right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of, recently I think Google has a case on it, or Facebook has a case on it that is related to data breach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So data is a really important tool, right? So no company will give you a data
Mm-hmm.
just because you can do something with it, right? They'll need your credibility, right? So that's why I'm not that much positive about freelancing in data analytics as of now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you can form a startup or a small group of people who do this thing, then it will be something that, yeah, you have a license to do that, right? Because you're using someone's data. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. So can I make one sense out of it that if suppose I don't have money and
Mm-hmm.
I want to do some course, and it is clear that after 6.5 months I'll get a job or something which have some organization is promising me. So
Mm-hmm.
can I make money while doing the course? Because at the end of 1 or 2 months, I will be having some one tools ready, 1 to 2 tools are ready in my mind. Can I do freelancing and make money and pay the fees and just continue? Can I do that as well? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
as of now, no, speaking frankly, I don't want to give any fake hopes to anyone, right? So
Mhm.
I have seen freelancers working in data science, but those are people who actually worked in data analytics for 10, 12 years and then they left their
Okay.
job and now doing freelancing, right? I have not
Mhm.
seen anyone who is starting out data science career with the freelancing, but
Mhm.
by just learning a technology. I've seen people working as an intern under people, right? For example,
Mhm.
if that person who is quitted his job and he has 10 of experience working in Microsoft as a data scientist, and now he's doing freelance consulting of data science. If you're
Mhm.
working under him,
Mhm.
right? If you're supporting him in his job, at the end of the day you get a project in your resume, you get a certificate from him, you get a referral from him, right?
Mhm.
That's the best thing that you can get as a fresher. And you have maybe, but I don't count that as a freelancing, that's more sort of internship, right? And
Mhm.
that's the
I
best thing
got
that
it.
you can have, huh?
The last but not least, there's a question from Shivam Khanna. Is it true that many companies don't even consider CVs of a non-tech graduate for data analyst role?
No, that's not at all true, right? So, uh, that's not at all true. I mean, see, a lot of people that I work with, a lot of good data scientists that I worked with and I know are from non BTech background. Some of them has done, one of them has done an MSc, one of them has done a BSc, or in economics or in mathematics, or one field or the other. And it's not at all true. One of my mentees recently got placed in one of the startup in Bangalore's, one of a known startup in Bangalore's, and he has done a LLB. Right,
Okay.
so he has done an LLB, has completed his LLB, and then he decided not to go in the field of becoming a lawyer. Rather than he started preparing for data scientist, and he recently got a job. It
Mm,
because why would I not give a job to a person who is from not that background if they can pass my test, right?
mm. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. And the last question is people who have a gap and they're from
Mm-hmm.
non-tech.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one myth in their mind is that, they generally come up with one line that,
Mm-hmm.
people are not, the experienced people are not getting hired. Why they would look at us and we are having a gap.
Mm-hmm.
So does that really matters if you are having a gap? And
I would say it matters, but it depends how well you explain that gap, right? So, for example, if I let's say, to be honest, right, most people have gaps because they prepare for some exams, right?
Mhm,
To be honest, I mean, people
mhm,
prepare for government exam, they try it for 1 or 2 years, and then they decide, ki, yeah, I'll go in the private sectors, or maybe they prepare for GATE, right, which is an engineering exam for PSUs and MTech. So, how well if you tell someone, let's say, if I tell my interviewer, just consider this a practical situation. If I tell my interviewer, ki,
mhm,
I was preparing for exam, for government exam, and I was not able to achieve what I was hoping, and so I have come to a job here, right? So he'll see, okay, this job is your second option, right?
mhm,
This is not what you wanted to do. You are doing this because you don't have any other options, right?
mhm,
Instead of that, if I tell him, ki, okay, for last 1 year I was preparing for this interview, right?
mhm,
I was doing some course, I was working on some project, right?
mhm,
So it depends on how well you project that particular gap in your interview.
mhm,
And I think that comes by preparation. As you said, the mock interviews, those are really important, right? And that's why talking to someone who is taking interviews is really important. If you have a
mhm,
mentor who is actually taking interviews in some companies, that
mhm.
is a really big boost, right? Because he'll tell you, okay, what I expect answer to this particular question.
I understood. I understood. Thank you. Thank you so much for this particular clarity. I hope everybody have got their answers, and thank you so much, Shubhankit, for this detailed and honest answer. We got a very practical level of idea about this whole data and its profession, the job, and everything from very scratch. We are very, very glad and happy that you gave your time to us and your working hours. Anything lastly before going you want to say to our audience who are looking for this particular profession?
My suggestion would be just that don't waste much time to find an ideal course for you, right?
Mm,
Uh, every day you are losing around 8 hours of study that you could have done if you could have enrolled in any course,
mm,
and you would have been better in the field of data science, right? So this is, I recently saw one post on LinkedIn in which they said, "Ki this is not the next big thing. This is the
mm,
current big thing."
yeah.
Right, so you need to act fast, right? Or and also try to focus on quality rather than quantity, right? As I said, right, I know a data scientist who earns 6 LP, I know a data scientist who earns 50 LP, right?
Mm,
Both of are my friends. So why is that a gap in between, right? 6 LP and 50 LP? That
mm,
is because of quality of work that they do, right? So don't chase behind designation, ki, I
mm,
just want to be data scientist, right? It's not like a tag of an IAS,
mhm,
right? That once you're an IAS, you'll get a big dowry or something like that. It all depends on your final package, final amount that comes in your account every month, and that's not relevant to designation. It's relevant to the kind of work you do and kind of projects you're involved in. Go in a good organization, you'll have good projects, and they'll pay you more.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shubhankit. We got a lot more motivation over here. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We will definitely see you again in the next webinar because we
Yeah,
genuinely enjoyed getting an advice and suggestions from you.
yeah. Thank you, Amir. Thanks,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Yeah. So, all right, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this particular session with our guest speaker, but still stay. You don't have to go anywhere because I have to announce the winner as well. But there's a lot more questions which I have personally observed that people are more concerned about and looking for an answer. But just to tell you that you don't just wait for somebody to push you. One thing is clear for any people from any background, you can definitely get into data analyst profession. If you have a gap, you should be ready with a proper explanation. All right, if you are a fresher, why they should hire you? Because they are looking for an experience. So to justify the fact, you need to do the projects and a lot more things so that you can prove your worth, right? That yes, why I should be hired. This much project I have done, this much thing I have done. So then they will consider you. All right. So you have to be ready with a lot of things. It's not like you're looking at your face, people could consider you. You should be ready with a lot of assets. E-portfolio should be very strong. Your CV should be very strong. Your experience should be strong. Experience, what I mean to say in terms of experience, if you're from a non-tech background, you should be ready with the case studies project and all, so that you should have things to say and show them that I am eligible for this, I can crack it. So a lot of things are required. All right. You can definitely do it. So people are saying that they have got your doubts clear. Thank you so much. Now let's move on to the next topic. But yes, to all the people who want to interact with me, have a lot other questions, you can still connect with me, not a big problem. But now I have to announce the winner, right? So finally I have to announce the winner, and people are like they're saying that now please announce. It's we can't wait much. But before that, I want to tell you something. I'll just take 5 minutes of your time, and I want to tell you something, that what exactly Coding Invaders is offering for all the people. And then fatafat, we will just come to the winner part. Trust me, I'll just take 5 minutes only. All right. But before that, to all the people who have joined later on, who don't know what the hell is going on, so we are running a contest. We started this contest just 40 minutes back. And in this contest, I promised from Coding Invaders that one of you will get a chance to win the premium data analyst courses, that too for free. And I will be announcing the winner in just 3 minutes now. All right. To all the people who haven't registered yet, here's the link in the chat section. Go register and tell me that Amir, it's too much now and I'm excited. Please announce the winner. I'll just take 2 minutes of time. Okay. I'm not going on any sort of a break or something. It's a webinar, not a television. So I'm going to tell you some more of the things about the Coding Invaders, and then I'll just share my screen and announce the winner. So yes, Siddharth, I'll just announce the winner very soon. Just 2 minutes, guys. Okay. So how exactly we will help you to reach your career goals? So we have one-on-one personal mentorship, exclusive career packages, fast-track job research, 100% job guarantee, convenient studies for all the adults, working professionals, and the students who are actually very busy. All right. So the duration of the course is 6.5 months, Shweta. And if you will just see the screenshots over here, people are actually enjoying interacting with the one-on-one mentorship. What exactly the one-on-one mentorship is all about? One-on-one mentorship actually helps you to ask you the silliest question. First of all, if you will not hesitate that I should ask this or not, you can ask it. And the best part is you will get a one-on-one unlimited video call for unlimited times. I mean, come on, let's suppose you came office at 6 p.m. and you missed some classes and you want to discuss with the teacher. Do a one-on-one video call and understand everything. How cool it is, right? You're not missing anything. It's up to you. All right. So all the people who are hesitating, or somebody who missed some classes, or in the weekend you're getting time, interact with the guest speaker. Okay. Once you will interact with the guest speaker, you'll get the things done. You will be on the reality check. You will actually feel very much updated that yes, I'm talking to an industrial expert. You are on track and you will get the reality check. All right. These are the beautiful mentors who are actually helping. All right. What you will get along with the personal mentors, you will get extra practical session with the top mentors, 7 days per week access in the chat section. Even if you have a question, you don't want to do a video call, you can just type your questions, you'll get the results. Okay. And there's an unlimited one-on-one video call. I mean, like, this is something which I definitely love. Unlimited one-on-one video call. I can irritate my mentors every time. All right. I can irritate my mentors all the time. Okay. And moving ahead, convenient studies for all the professionals, 2 live sessions to all the people who are just looking for a live session. So yes, we do live sessions as well. If you will miss, you'll get the recorded one as well. Group webinar to, like we did this webinar, you got the clarity, you got the pump, you got the reality check, where I'm standing, how much I need to work upon, right? So you will get that too as well. Okay. Yeah, Siddharth, I'm going to announce now. I have to just complete some slides, man. Come on, cooperate with me, guys. Okay, so the group webinar we will do, we'll bring the guest speakers so that you should interact and discuss and understand that what sort of hard work you need to do and how much you need to work hard. Okay, so these things we will be doing. All right. Study format is a group projects, modules on LMS, exams are there, live sessions, interactive webinars are there, Q&A sessions are there, group projects, career webinar, masterclass from the industry expert. Everything is there, man. Everything is there. Come on. Now, if you'll not get placed, then trust me, that's the baddest thing it will ever happen to you. Resources are available, services are available, mentors are available, chat options are available, projects are available. What the hell you need else? Everything is there, man. Is we just need your consistency, your hard work, your dedication. If you are able to do it, you will be able to get that 10 to 25 lakh packages. Trust me, people I have seen, the dumbest people are getting placed with the good packages just because they are consistent. You can do that too also. uh uh Okay, and the curriculum, if I'll talk about, only these tools you have to learn. You don't have to learn all 10, 15 tools. Okay, so Google Sheet, statistics, SQL, Power BI, Python, and the career development is from our side. Why career development is very important? Because the more we will practice, the more expert you will become. Okay, the more we will practice, the more expert you will become. So when you will go to the actual interview round, you will sound very much confident. Okay, when you're talking, they will say, okay, this guy is very confident, is already prepared, so people would love to hire you. But if you will not practice in a career development and go directly to interview, you will be like and you will not be able to do it. So you have to be very much prepared. You should understand what exactly the need of the recruiter is, and that's how you will sell yourself. All right. Moving ahead, just to all the people, I'm going to announce the one winner, but the rest of the other people who still want to join our courses, want to know the exact pricing, this is the pricing. Current price is 11,490 rupees per month. But all the people who is watching me this in this particular webinar, you can just get a free counseling call, and you can say that I have watched the webinar with Amir. I have enjoyed this. You can add some adjectives to my work, and you will get 7,650 rupees per month cost, and you will get this 7% discount. So if you have given your time, utilize this particular opportunity. What's bad in that? All right, now finally I have to announce the winner. Okay, are you guys ready, or you guys are bored? You can roast me if you want, I will enjoy. So I have started getting the call. Just a second. So guys, I'm going to announce the winner. Before that, I'll just give me just 1 second of time. I am just pasting a link to all the people who have not registered yet. Please register. Yep. So let's start the winner. Okay. Sorry guys, I was getting a call. Okay. So I'm going to announce the winner now. I'll just check how many people have participated in the contest, and then I'll announce the winner. The link is in the chat section. So let's see how many people have registered. Still see a lot of people are registering. You guys have a habit to enter the details at the end. Okay. Okay. Just a second. All right. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. Okay. Winner is Sagar Mathur. Uh, okay. So don't. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to announce the winner, but don't leave just after announcing the winner, okay? Because I have to talk something very important. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm just sharing my screen. So how many people have participated? I'll just see. So I can see again the numbers are increasing. 311 people have registered till now. I'll refresh my sheet. Who's the winner? Let's see. I'll choose the winner. Okay. So guys, I use this particular website, okay, to choose a random number. So 311, I have to choose one. So one is there and 311 registration. I'll refresh once again. If you guys have not registered, be registered, man. What are you watching? Go register. Maybe the lucky number could be the last one. Don't wait for it. So 311, I'm just locking 311, the final number. Let's see who is the winner now. Okay. So one, two, three, start. Let's see who's the number. So the number comes is number 90. Number 90, whoever you are, you're going to be the luckiest winner and you will be winning this data analyst course, which promises job guarantee, that too for free. Okay. So without wasting any more time, let's see who is at number 90. So number 90. So number 90, who is this number 90? Number 90, number 90. Sanjay Rajay. Sanjay Rajay, your email ID is sanjayrajay1510 at the rate gmail.com. Congratulations, you are the winner of this particular contest from a Coding Invaders. In this particular contest, you are the winner of data analyst courses, which promises job guarantee for, in this particular course. So you will be getting enrolled for free. So congratulations, Sanjay. If you are here, just say hi to us. I don't know if you're here or not. So you are the winner. So you will be getting an agreement for sure. You will be getting a guaranteed job agreement, and the batches are going to start in just few days. All right. So very, very much congratulations from the Coding Invaders team. Within just few hours, if you'll not pick up the call now, in the morning again you will get a call and you will be enrolled for a job guarantee batch. To all the people, I'm genuinely very happy that you enjoyed this particular session. But to all the people who still wanted to inquire and serious about the career, trust me, guys, don't waste any much time. We are giving an heavy discount right now. Go and get your slots and get your seat. Check your eligibility. Eat the head of counselors and get the things done. All right, because if you will just say that you have watched the webinar of a Coding Invaders with Amir, you will get 37% of discount. All right, to all the people who have just watched me, you only are eligible for it. All right, so just to give you more clarity, so we have EMI programs as well. You don't have to pay any sort of interest or something like that. We will pay the interest for you. So it is divided into the monthly budget. That amount which I told you is for the 12 months. If you will take 18 months EMI or more EMI, your monthly fees will be reduced. So that can be possible and doable for you. So cha hai to raha hai. If you will be trying it, you definitely will have 100 ways to do it. All right. Moving ahead, to all the people who want to make the course price zero, let me give you one hack. There is a referral program as well. So let's suppose if you have a good bunch of friends, if you will refer one friend, your friend will also get 5,000 discount in their course price, and you will also get 5,000 rupees discount. Now, let me give you another hack. If you will refer 10 people, all your 10 people will get 5,000 rupees each discount in their courses fee, but you will get 50,000 discount in your course fee because you shared to 10 people. So the more you will share, the more, the lesser the course price will be. Trust me, there was some candidate in few months back, he actually made the course price zero because he helped too many people. He has a good network. So knowledge is as simple as that. The more you will share, the more wise you will become. So he helped all his friends. All are winning the game, and he got the course price for free. He got all the money back. So you can use that as well. So your network is your net worth. I hope you have understood, and I hope you have enjoyed the session with me. But I'm sure you still have a lot more questions to ask, and I'm sure that you wanted to discuss with me personally. All right. If this is true, then I'm attaching my LinkedIn link in the chat section. Go ask your question. If you want to interact with me, I don't charge for anything. You can interact with me. I can talk to you. I can help you with your questions. My LinkedIn link is in the chat section. Ask me any questions if you have. Okay. And I hope you have enjoyed the session. If you have some feedback about the session, please do drop your feedback in the chat section. Meanwhile, we'll see you again in the next webinar. Very good evening.